Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as I get right home with you in the afternoon. It's all about having fun and information here on the show. You can find us on the radio at iecradio.media, where we are Fox News affiliates. You can also find us on television, and that's on syndicated Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on the newscasters.com. And please continue sending emails. I definitely appreciate that. You're the reason I have this show. Been doing this now for 19 years. And so next year is going to be the 20th anniversary. And I'm looking forward to spending another year with you as well. So continue sending. You can send an email to Donna at donnasedge.com. That's Donna at donnasedge.com. And I wanted to thank one of our watchers and one of our listeners who wanted to know a little bit more about gaslighting. Now, we're hearing that term a lot. It's political season, and so it generally comes from also narcissism. And we've talked about that several times on the show, and you guys really seem to want to hear about that a lot, which is good, and we're all in it. Part of the deal about a narcissist, if they're on the attack against you, is know what their signs are. If you know what they're doing before they do it, and you think they're going to do it to you, then you can guard yourself and live a much happier life. So I found this article, and it's awesome. You need to go ahead and look this website up. It's medicalnewstoday.com. It's a trusted site, and that's medicalnewstoday.com. So several of you guys have been sending me messages about you feel like that people who are running for office and people who are in political office are gaslighting us. I got to agree. I think so too. So let's dig in and find out just a bit more about, and let's dig in and find out what it's really about. So the article leads in this topic right here. It says examples and signs of gaslighting and how to respond. You know, responding and knowing how to respond is also a big deal as well. So you really need to know how to do that. So we're both going to learn this stuff together, okay? So gaslighting is a form of psychological abuse where a person causes someone to question their sanity, memories, or perception of reality. The people who experience gaslighting may feel confused, anxious, and unable to trust themselves. It's happened to me before. And, you know, where you saw something happen and you know it happened, but then this person will turn around and go, you dreamed that up. And again, it's what's going on in the political world, and this is why I received this email. Now, the term gaslighting comes from the name of a 1938 play and a 1944 film, Gaslight, in which a husband manipulates his wife into thinking she has mental illness. Now, in this article, we look at gaslighting, including common examples, signs, and causes. We also discuss how a person can respond to this behavior and how they can seek help. Now, what is an example of gaslighting someone? So let's dig in. Okay, questioning someone's memory, refusing to listen or faking confusion to make someone doubt themselves, belittling or disregarding someone's feelings, refusing to take responsibility for their actions, changing the focus of discussions by questioning someone's credibility, and using negative stereotypes against someone in order to get them to do what they want them to do. Okay? Now, I think we've just about had an entire nation and maybe an entire world of gaslighting when it comes to folks that in office, and I'm being really honest about this. You have to wonder. Okay, so according to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, gaslighting can happen in a variety of ways. And here are some of those examples. Countering. Now, this is when someone questions a person's memory. They may say things such as, are you sure about that? You have a bad memory. Or I think you're forgetting what really happened. And they use that in a way to shame you. Okay, another one, withholding. Now, this involves someone pretending they do not understand the conversation or refusing to listen to make a person doubt themselves. For example, they might say, no, you're just trying to confuse me, or I do not know what you're talking about. Trivializing. Okay, this occurs when a person belittles or disregards how someone else feels. They may accuse them of being too sensitive or overreacting in response to valid and reasonable concerns. This happens in a lot of families. Everything I'm seeing down here could be a sibling, it could be your parents, it could be a spouse. Okay, denial. Denial involves a person refusing to take responsibility for their action, and they may do this by pretending to forget what happened, saying they did not do it, or blaming their behavior on someone else. Another word is diverting. With this technique, a person changes the focus of a discussion by questioning the other person's credibility. And here's a good example of that. They might say, "That's just nonsense you read on the internet. That's not real." Stereotyping. Nobody wants to be stereotyped, right? That's a big deal nowadays. A 2019 article suggests that a person may intentionally use negative stereotypes about someone's gender, their race, sexuality, nationality, or age to gaslight them. For example, they may say that no one will believe a woman if she reports abuse. They could say that. Now, this is how gaslighting works. And again, I want you to check out this website. And if you are a victim of someone gaslighting you, or if you're the gaslighter, there's a remedy, okay? You can get over it. But let's go to this website, medicalnewstoday.com. And up in the search, you'll just type gaslighting. Okay, how gaslighting works. It's a method of gaining control over someone else. Now, it works by breaking down a person's trust in themselves while increasing how much they trust or depend on the abusive person. Now, in relationships, gaslighting often begins gradually. You don't know it's on you until it happens. And again, the lady who sent this in, she was talking about, is the government doing this to us? Is the government gaslighting us? Now, the abusive person gains their partner's trust, sometimes with an initial honeymoon period in which there is no abusive behavior. Then the person begins suggesting that the partner is unreliable and that they are forgetful or that they are mentally unstable. So over time, this can cause people to question if their partner is right, or maybe your parent, or maybe even a sibling. Now, the more this happens, the more power and influence the abusive person has. And it's all about power over someone else. Unable to trust themselves, the person may start to rely heavily on their partner to recall memories or to make decisions. They may also feel they cannot leave the relationship. I know someone that this happened to, and it was to the point she was very beautiful, very. And so this is her ex-husband, and he would even block up the windows where she couldn't get outside of the house. He didn't want anybody to see her. And he was just an abuser all around. He didn't hit her, nothing like that. It was his verbiage. And keeping her in the house and boarding up the windows and the doors so she couldn't get out. He wanted to keep her to himself. Well, finally she saw the light. Family members started noticing things and got her out of that. So she got out of that abusive relationship. Okay, now there is a website here. It's called betterhelp.com, and it's an online service created to help you with your mental health. And you might be able to get signed up with that and find support for substance use disorder from a licensed therapist. Okay, now we have time for a couple more, so let's go ahead and get through it. Okay, where can gaslighting occur? Now, gaslighting can occur in any type of interaction, but it's mostly common in intimate relationships. In relationships, an abusive person may use gaslighting to isolate their partner, undermine their confidence, and make them easier to control. For example, they might tell someone that they are irrational until the person begins to think this must really be true. Okay, now here's another one, and this is all out there. A child-parent relationship. Now, abusive parents or caregivers may gaslight children to undermine them. For example, when a child cries, they may say they're too sensitive, to shame them, and to make them stop. Radical gaslighting. According to a 2021 article, radical gaslighting is when people apply gaslighting techniques such as manipulation to an entire radical or ethnic group in order to discredit them. And I think this is what our member of our audience was actually thinking about on a huge scale. And that's happening a lot in politics. For example, a person or institution may say that an activist campaigning for change is irrational or crazy, or they may deny bias if someone confronts them about microaggressions. Yeah. Workplace gaslighting. Okay, and that's very common as well. Okay, according to a 2023 article, workplace gaslighting is a process that occurs in a work environment from someone in a position of power, such as a supervisor, towards a subordinate. Now, the author suggests workplace gaslighting is people-oriented and may consist of when a leader tries to undermine their subordinates' fears, realities, or perspectives, and affliction. So when a leader directs negative emotions or pain onto their subordinate. Gaslighting can also occur within a company, organization, or institution, such as a hospital. For example, they may portray whistleblowers who report problems as irrational or incompetent, or deceive employees about their rights. And we've all heard about those things happening. Now, I'm thinking of a lot of murders that happened. There was a case, and I can't think of the guy's name, but he was a police officer, and he was like, I'm out there, I'm that police officer. Nobody's going to believe anything that I do. Wound up murdering his wife and their unborn baby. And so his whole thing was gaslighting her into making her feel he didn't want to be a father. That was the big deal right there. Didn't want, that responsibility. So he wanted to kill her. Well, he wanted to act like the whole thing was a made-up scene and that it didn't really happen. It wasn't, he was not responsible for it. That's part of the gaslighting right there as well. Well, he had to pay for it. He was found guilty. Now, let's go ahead and cut into a commercial break before I get started on this topic, and that's what are the signs of gaslighting. Let's go to a break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Okay, we're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, from 1 to 3 p.m. Central, as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. Thank you so much for the emails. I definitely appreciate it. Let me know I'm doing something that I can do things to help you, and that's what it's all about. And I'm learning all these things with you. I mean, I've been part of a relationship like that before. Not now. My husband's a wonderful guy, but it happens in families all too often. And so Phil and I are kind of putting up with something that's going on like that right now. And it's where the person is gaslighting, and it is a family member, and that makes it even harder. And there are decisions that you have to make based on that for your own health. And so I want you to pay close attention to this. So what are the signs of gaslighting? Okay, people who experience gaslighting can find it difficult to recognize the signs. They may trust the abusive person or begin to believe they are at fault in some way. Maybe I brought it on myself. And that's what Phil and I have done. We'll think, well, what have we done? I mean, what have we done to make this person the way she is? And it's an issue that person has. For example, they may become convinced that they have a poor memory, that they're oversensitive, or have misinterpreted a situation. However, if a person often feels unsure, second guesses themselves, or relies on someone else to confirm their memories or help them make simple discussions, this may be due to gaslighting. So some potential signs that someone is experiencing gaslighting includes feeling uncertain about their perceptions. Maybe you're afraid to make a decision anymore because, maybe I can't make the right decision about anything because I'm this terrible person, when you're not the terrible person. Okay, frequent questioning. If they're remembering things correctly, they'll go back into that, maybe I didn't remember it the right way. Believing they are irrational or crazy. Feeling incompetent, unconfident, or worthless. Constantly apologizing to the abusive person. Another one is defending the abusive person's behaviors to others when you know what you saw and you're overlooking it. Becoming withdrawn or isolated from others. I've been known to do that. Gaslighting may contribute to anxiety, depression, and psychological trauma, especially if it's part of a wider pattern of abuse. Now, how can you tell if someone is gaslighting you? And this is important. I want you to really listen to this. And remember, the website is medicalnewstoday.com. Some great information in here. It might save your life, okay? Okay. Although it can be difficult for affected people to know if they are experiencing gaslighting, gathering proof could help them obtain reliable evidence and recognize the above signs. Now, here's what your proof may include. And I'm doing this. I'm keeping a daily diary. Okay, keeping a daily diary. In a well-hidden diary or journal, a person can record the date, the time, and details of what's happening soon before they experience it. I'm doing that. And actually, I'm writing a book about it. And so it's going to take me a little while to get it finished because sometimes I'll write this stuff down. I'll put the time and I'll put the date, and then I chicken out. I mean, I have actually put this on my computer, my laptop, and deleted it. I've started all over again though. And don't worry about the time frame because if you think of something that happened, say, 9 years ago, and you want to write it down, that's going to be helpful for you. And it's also going to help your mental well being. It most certainly will. Find it. It's going to be your space. It'll be where you put it. I've even got mine password protected. Of course, Phil has the password, but I have it password protected as well on my computer. Now, talking with someone trustworthy. Now, this is the key word, trustworthy, because this is what happens when someone is a narcissist and when they are lying on you or just making up stuff about you. They're going to have a team of people who are on their side. And those people are going to believe every single thing they say about you. They're going to believe it. And then you're going to get to the point where you don't want to be seen in public. I mean, all these things can happen. So let's talk about talking with someone trustworthy, a trusted person, okay? Confiding in a friend, family member, or counselor may help someone gain perspective on their situation. Now, the person can also act as a witness to events. Another thing is taking pictures. Photographs can also help someone fact check their memories. If someone is writing just stupid, dumb things on and posting out there on Facebook, sometimes they'll take it off because this is what happened to me. Someone put something really damaging and hurting. It was a lie. They made it all up, but it still hurt my feelings. And I did a screenshot on it. And doing a screenshot, even though they take their page away, even though they take that particular item off, maybe someone says, you better take that off. You're going to be in trouble about that. If you'll screenshot it, it's forever. Now, I'm not talking about getting it to use it on someone. I'm talking about getting it for your own safekeeping so you know that you're not going crazy. You know that this thing really did happen. So that's what I did. I did a screenshot. I've done several screenshots. So I did screenshot. And so she took it off. And someone told her, I think, to take it off. But too late. I got the screenshot of it. And it's in a well good place. I've sent, Phil has a copy of it, and also my son and daughter-in-law have a copy of it. Okay, we talked about the pictures. Now, keeping voice memos. So a device that can record sound can work as a quick way for someone to describe events in their own words. And that's a good thing to do. So if you know that someone is gaslighting you and they're just trying to get you to go off the deep end, you need to be as rational as possible because what they're trying to do, see, their power over you is when you lose it. It's when you say, you just start diving into them about they're a liar, and they are, but don't do that. As much as you want to, don't do it. You're giving them power. And that's exactly how they live. That's how they survive, is power over someone that they're jealous of or someone they just don't like for some reason or another. Now, be sure that the gaslighter does not become aware of any recorded evidence. Keep it in a well-hidden or a trusted loved one's property to avoid this because they'll get it and they'll destroy it because they don't want to be found out about. Okay, causes of gaslighting behavior. And I think we've got time for this. Now, gaslighting is a behavior that people learn by watching others. A person who uses this tactic may have learned it as an effective way of obtaining what they want or controlling people. They may feel entitled to have things their way or that the wants and needs of others just do not matter. Sometimes people with personality disorders, such as a narcissistic personality disorder, that's the NPD, exhibit abusive behavior. A 2023 article states that people with NPD have a constant need for admiration and attention. They have a belief that they are better than everyone else or that they're special in some way. They also have a lack of empathy. Now, a combination of symptoms can lead to unhealthy relationships. However, gaslighting is not always due to mental health condition. Anyone can engage in this power. Now, how to respond to gaslighting? Let's get through as many of these as we can. Gathering evidence. Now, gaslighting evidence of events may help someone prove to themselves that they are not imagining or forgetting things. That's the big deal. You imagine that. That didn't really happen. Now, evidence can also be used if a person decides to pursue legal action against the abusive person or organization. However, check state laws on recordings before using them in court. You know the way things are nowadays. It's like you got to practically say, hey, I'm recording you. May not work. So it's vital to make sure any proof that a person gathers of the abusive behavior remains private, particularly if they share a home or a workplace with the person who is doing the abuse. Okay, now regularly erasing. If they are doing this, they're probably regularly erasing their search history. That's on all social media sites. Storing evidence in a hidden or locked place. Keeping devices locked away. Buying a second phone or a cheap voice recorder. Sending copies of records to a trusted friends, as this allows a person to delete their own copies. Now, confiding in a friend, family member, or counselor may help someone gain perspective on their situation. Now, that person may also be able to act as a witness to events. That's why you need a buddy in this, okay? Now, this is safety planning. Safety plans are tools people can use to protect themselves from abuse, depending on the situation. These things may include a list of safe places to go, escape routes so a person can flee, emergency contact details, ideas for self-care to help a person cope. You got to take care of yourself. Okay, and I've decided to do that. So I started losing weight and I'm eating. And so it feels urgency for me to go to the doctor. I did. And so the doctor, of course, the doctor is always going to question the spouse. So the doctor wanted to know what kind of relationship I had with my husband. I said, it's not him, okay? And I explained to her the situation. That helped me feel better. And she also suggested I keep a diary. She said, you need to write these down. At least get on your computer and just type in what you're feeling and what you're thinking about. And I'll just have to tell you, it's a huge help. I hope this has helped you, whether it's someone abusive in a relationship, a family, or work, or you're just upset about how the whole country is going. And we all feel like we're being gaslighted right now. But I hope this definitely helps you. And thank you so much for watching Donna's Edge. And I do appreciate your email. Send more. Send an email to Donna@donnasedge.com. And I'll be tackled to be in your world, and I'm glad you're in mine. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.